Oklahoma. I'm Abby Williams.
And I'm Britton Ross. We're ready to talk all things Sooner sports. We've got a packed show and a live studio audience.
For most football student athletes, what a good general manager can make or break a program. We're calling what some call the Jim Nagy effect.
Plus, it was an effective weekend for the OU baseball and softball teams as we get closer to the end of the season.
And later in the show, we have a live interview with two members of your national champion winning women's gymnastics squad. KWTV's girls went down to Fort Worth to collect some hardware this weekend, and Sooner Sports Pad reporter Peyton Davis was there too with the story on the big win.
The lucky number for this weekend for the OU women's gymnastics team was 7. 7 national championships and 7 scores this season of 198 or higher. As the confetti rained down, the senior class reflects on their time at OU as well as the grand finale of this season.
The senior class does a great job of letting people be their genuine selves. We try to bring that out in the freshmen as they come in. You can be who you want, you can be serious, you can be fun, and you can be a great athlete in person on this team. And I think that's really helped build the team chemistry this year. It's really made us enjoy this process a lot too, because we just have a lot of fun together.
Today I came in here and I was like, you know what, you got nothing to lose. Today is the day to do your best gymnastics, do what you do in the gym. And I think that going out there, I was a lot more joyful and present in the moment and surrounded by just the best people I could ever ask for.
I hope the senior class would leave people with just a legacy of inspiration. We're an incredible group, and I think that we've done a great job of just inspiring the younger ones, the freshmen, sophomores, juniors. I mean, I've been inspired just by this class myself, and I think that's the biggest thing that I want everyone to take from us is that we can do anything we put our minds to, and I think that's the best thing that this senior class at least have taught myself too. So that's just really amazing to be a part of, and it's really amazing to pass that down, just learning how to inspire people.
But don't worry, Sooner fans, one senior is not done yet. 6 months post-surgery, Danae Fletcher has made the decision to come back for her 5th year. Reporting from Dickies Arena in Fort Worth, Texas, Peyton Davis, Sooner Sports Pad.
Thanks, Peyton. Now, we have the gymnasts here, so what do y'all think? Now, I've called this the revenge tour all season long after falling in last year's semifinals, and they came into this season with a purpose, and they delivered on the biggest stage, finishing with a national championship.
Well, this is exactly what the Sooners needed after that tough ending to last year's season. KJ Kindler said it best herself, all eyes were on the Sooners this year, and they showed up. I couldn't think of a better ending for this year's seniors.
And the Oklahoma men's gymnastics team also went to the national championship this weekend. They scored a 323.46 Friday night to advance to the NCAA finals. They did better in the finals on Saturday, scoring 327.891, but they finished in 3rd behind Stanford again and the national champion Michigan Wolverines. Still, it was a good year for the Sooners with 8 All-Americans and finishing with a 24-4 record this year. And they finished in the top 3 in 23 of the last 24 seasons.
This loss has to be tough for Mark Williams, especially since the Sooners entered the NCAA championships as the #1 seed. Now, on the bright side, there was a lot of individual success this weekend for OU.
Yes, they did have individual success. Senior Emery Doe Donnelly won the individual national championship on the horizontal bar, his first solo national championship and OU's first since 2021. But the Sooners haven't had a solo national champion on the horizontal bar since 2007.
And even though it's off season for football and basketball, recruiting is alive and well for the Sooners. Stick around to see who's joining and who's staying. We have more Sooner sports coming up next. To Sooner Sports Pad. We've talked a lot of winners so far, but right now the place to win is in the transfer portal. And the biggest story lies with sophomore defensive lineman David Stone. He entered the transfer portal on Friday and 2 days later withdrew his name and is back with the Crimson and Cream. Stone played in all 13 games for the Sooners and came to Oklahoma as a consensus 5-star recruit before withdrawing his name. Stone was the top-ranked defensive player in the portal, according to 24/7 Sports.
I owe that to all these players, to know them inside and out as football players, because you can't build a roster unless you know your own. So I'm going to learn these guys, and we're going to go out and we're looking for players to improve the roster, and it's going to be really competitive. And I bring the scouting background. love to evaluate, love to find players. That's my passion. But what I'm bringing to the table more than anything is the relationships, because those are critical.
Sooner fans, Jim Nagy is working this transfer portal. His efforts in keeping Stone and getting Cal transfer Jaden Ott, well, that's what happens when a program has a good general manager.
It feels like the hiring of Jim Nagy really put a spark in the football program that the team desperately needed after going 6-7 twice in Brent Venables' first 3 seasons here as head coach. And speaking of recruiting, OU women's basketball got a commitment from the #1 player in the country, Aaliyah Chavez. Officially signed with the Sooners, the 5-star from Lubbock, Texas, averaged nearly 35 points, 9 rebounds, and over 3.5 steals per game. She's the first #1 overall recruit to sign with the Sooners in program history. And Jenny Baranchek says that Chavez is just ready to get to Norman and go to work.
She wants to put herself in a position to help, come in and be able to lead in a way, but also have really great leadership around her. And so she's just excited to be able to get in. So of course it's about the pace of play and the style of play, but it's also about making those reads.
Well, now over to Patty Gasso's girls. The Sooners took on Mississippi State this weekend. They played a game up in Oklahoma City on Friday, winning 4-0. Then a doubleheader back in Norman on Sunday. First game, they won 6-5. And in game 2, Isabella Emmerling launched a 3-run homer. And Nellie McEnroe Marinas homered twice to get the win, 9-6. Now head coach Patty Gasso says the best is yet to come for the Sooners.
I do tell you this team is going to start clicking at a different cylinder, and you're going to know it. You won't even have to ask me. You're going to see it. I know it's coming. We're working through that right now, and it's coming. I know it will happen before we finish, so the end of the season. So that's where we're at right now.
Well, giving up 4 runs in back-to-back games in the top of the first inning and still being able to come back and win both of those games is impressive stuff from Patty Gasso's squad, and I'm excited to see how they end their season.
You and me both, Britton. Next up for the Sooners is a top 5 matchup with Texas this weekend. It's their last home series of the season, starting on Friday over at Love's Field. Both OU and Texas are tied for second in the SEC right now, just behind Texas A&M.
And the OU baseball team had an incredible week. 4 games, 4 wins. Scratch that. 4 run rule wins. The Sooners beat Oklahoma State in Stillwater in 8 innings, and then over the weekend went up to Mizzou, who still hasn't won a conference game this season. The Sooners won 17-4 in 8 innings Thursday night, and then a doubleheader on Friday resulted in a 17-7 win in 8 and a 12-1 win in 7 innings to sweep the Tigers, outscoring their opponents 57-13 over the week.
And with those wins, OU now sits at 14th in the NCAA with their next SEC opponent in number 10 Georgia. That'll give them the chance to get their first conference series win over a top 15 opponent.
And now they're playing Oral Roberts down at L. Dale right now. The Sooners have already beat the Golden Eagles 11-2 about 2 months ago, and right now it is 3-1 in the bottom of the 4th inning. So a lot of work to still be done there, but I think they can pull it out. And stick around, because when we come back, we have an exclusive in-studio interview with 2 members of the national championship-winning OU women's gymnastics squad.
Welcome back to Sooner Sports Pad. You've heard us talk enough about them, so let's hear from the gymnasts themselves. Please welcome national champions Audrey Davis and Kira Wells. Audrey is a graduate student from Oakland, Florida, who is a 7-time NCAA All-American.
And Kira is a sophomore from Augusta, Kansas, who scored a 9.9 on the vault and a 9.85 on the balance beam at the national championship meet. But more importantly, she's been our Sooner Sports Pad Camera 2 operator this semester. Brooke, take it away.
All right, well, welcome back, you guys. OU Women's Gymnastics just returned from the NCAA Championship, and the Sooners are now the #1 team in the nation again. Walk me through what that experience is like for you.
It's really fun. I mean, I have been here for a long time. This was my 5th year, and that was my 3rd time winning a championship as a team. So it was a really special experience, especially after last year. Everybody knows what happened, but it was amazing. This entire year with this season was so much fun. We really wanted it, and we worked hard for it every single day, and we went out there and we did it.
Yeah.
It was pretty awesome winning my first national championship, and just with my team, the team chemistry this year is really good, so I was really excited to win it for all of them.
And then at the end of the meet, you see all of you embracing and just cheering each other on. What did this one mean for your team?
You got it. Okay. Well, I just think it was so amazing just the comeback and the fight and just all the adversity that we got from the team. We just really wanted to push through and show them who Oklahoma is.
And it was a fairy tale ending for the senior class, for all of us going out there our last meet. All of us did amazing, and it was just so impressive coming out from last year and coming into this year with our heads held high and working hard for something that we knew we could achieve. So at the end of the day, it was a really amazing experience, and we wouldn't change it for the world.
And then Audrey, before the finals, you said that you had nothing to lose and that you just needed to let loose. How does this mindset make you, and I'm sure the other seniors have the same mindset, such great gymnasts?
Well, on Thursday's competition, I didn't have my best day. I think I put a lot of pressure on myself and really wanted to do a lot better than I was. So I said that I wanted to take the pressure off. I didn't have anything to lose. It was our last competition. I wanted to go out there and do my best gymnastics for the team, because at the end of the day, that's what we need. You have so many people going up there and competing and doing amazing gymnastics. So I wanted to be free and compete for them the best I possibly could. So I think that it helps you become a better gymnast whenever you don't put that pressure on yourself and you just relax and have fun with the sport that you're choosing to do.
And the last question is for both of you guys. As y'all said, last year people put a lot of pressure on you, even though you're both national champions. What would you say to them now today?
We did it. I mean, every single person. No one thought we could. Everybody was bashing us. No one thought we could do it. They thought it was game over, and we proved them wrong.
Yeah, kind of what she said, just proving them all wrong and showing them who we are.
All right, well, thank you guys for joining us on Sooner Sports Pad.
Kira, Audrey, and Brooke, I love the confidence, and I can't even imagine how that must have felt to win that national championship. Hey, Brennan, almost as good as when I won that golden hat last semester on SportsPad. Such an electric moment for y'all and Sooner Nation.
Well, we've talked a lot of sports so far, but when we come back, we have even more Sooner sports coming at you, so stick around.
Sports to highlight. I'm taking it over to the river where we're talking OU rowing. This past weekend, the Sooners competed in Sarasota, Florida for the Big Ten Invitational. OU closed out the weekend with 7 top 3 finishes, including 2 first-place performances. On Friday, they have their next test heading down South I-35 to compete in the Longhorn Invitational. In addition to their rivals in Burnt Orange, the Sooners will take on SMU, Stanford, UCF, and Team Canada.
Well, I'm going out to the greens because the 6th-ranked OU men's golf team is headed to the SEC Championships tomorrow at the Sea Island Golf Club down in Georgia. The tournament goes till Friday, and the Sooners are looking for their 20th conference title. OU has 4 team wins this year, tied for 2nd best in the nation.
When committing to play a sport in college, some people find their home right away. But what about when you transfer to a rival school? Sooner Sports Pad reporter Cameron Williams talked to Trace Ford, whose journey to Norman looks a little different than most.
For Oklahoma native Trace Ford, dominating the game at a high level has always been a priority. But getting the chance to wear the crimson and cream is a dream that he'll never take for granted.
Getting the opportunity to play here has meant the world. You know, I'm from Oklahoma City, so it's awesome to let my family, come watch and play and just get the chance to learn under Coach Venables and make this my alma mater. It means everything to me.
Trace Ford has been through it all. From dealing with 2 major knee injuries to transferring to Oklahoma State's biggest rival, Ford continues to push through every day and is thankful for the opportunity to compete at OU's Pro Day.
Dude, it means a lot. It means the world to me. I'm so humble, so blessed to even get this opportunity, it means the world. It's awesome seeing my neighbors know who I am and going to the store and people recognize me and we talk and just be able to grow relationships with people because I'm from here and so I know a lot of people around here. It's tremendously blessing.
While Ford is proud to represent his family on the field, he fell in love with the process of being more than a football player.
Learning how to be capable of not playing football and watching your brothers play while you can't play. What are you going to do? It showed me that I have more of an identity other than a football player. So just the injuries, I don't regret them at all because they definitely helped me grow as a person.
Growing and finding yourself is a part of life, but in that process, you can catch Ford enjoying the simple things.
You know, a bunch of chess, a bunch of fishing, we're playing video games with my friends. That's really the hobbies I got.
But outside of those hobbies, it's strictly football for Ford, and he credits the Oklahoma coaching staff for his development.
You know, just my football knowledge here has grown tremendously. You know, having a coach like Coach Schmitty who like pushes you every day past your peak. You know, I grew a lot in mental toughness, you know, physical toughness. Just like I just grew tremendously as a kid to a man getting here.
As Ford continues to push through the NFL draft process, one thing's for certain. He'll never forget who helped him get to this point. Reporting from the Everest Training Center, Cam Williams, Sooner Sports Pad.
Thanks, Cam. And with that NFL draft coming up, we'll see where Trace Ford's next destination is. Well, for the last face-off of the semester, Britton, Brooke, and I will wrap up our final show with Sooner Sports Pad. Stick around to see who goes down in history as the winner of the Golden Hat up next. Sooner Sports Pad. It's time for the best part of the show, Face Off. Britton and Brooke will debate all things Sooner sports, and since it's the last show, our audience will decide who is the winner of the Golden Hat. Now let's get into it. Britton, who is your team of the week?
Well, Abby, I'm going to go with Oklahoma baseball because they're on an insane run right now. This week they went 4-0 with all 4 wins coming via run rule, 11-1 over Bedlam rival Oklahoma State in 8 innings, then a clean sweep over Mizzou, outscoring the Tigers 46-12 over the weekend.
Let me remind you, OU Women's Gymnastics became national champions over the weekend, claiming their 7th title in program history at the NCAA Championship. The Sooners showed last year does not define them after reclaiming their spot as the #1 team at the collegiate level in women's gymnastics.
Sorry, Britton. I think Brooke clears this round. It's hard to argue against a team that just won a national championship, but maybe you can make a comeback on this next topic. Which Sooner is your OU Women's MVP?
Well, Abby, my pick is sitting right next to you. OU Women's Gymnastics' Audrey Davis is my MVP after a standout performance at Nationals this weekend. The Sooners started the meet off strong with a score of 9.9 on beam. She wrapped up her last year with a score of 9.8875 on the floor and 9.925 on bars to bring home the natty.
Brooke, quit pandering for votes. Jordan Bowers finished her career with not just a team national championship, but also an individual natty in the all-around, winning the 2025 title with a 39.7125. Bowers is just the 4th all-around champion in school history and the 10th individual champion. What a way to end a career for the All-American.
Okay. Now over on the men's side, personally, I'd pick Jim Nagy for how well he's been working that transfer portal and possibly the checkbook. But the audience wants to hear from y'all. So who is your men's MVP this week?
Well, the Sooners got a massive pickup in the transfer portal, kinda. Former 5-star David Stone took his name out of the transfer portal over the weekend. Stone was the #6 overall recruit in the 2024 class and was ranked as the 2nd defensive lineman in the portal, according to ESPN's ranking.
OU Baseball's Drew Dickerson earned SEC Co-Freshman of the Week after recording a career-high 3 hits in each of the first 2 games of the series against Missouri, and had a career best for RBIs and runs scored in Game 2. It's safe to say Dickerson was locked in after helping OU finish the weekend undefeated.
Well, one last pick here. Better make it a good one because our Sooner Sports Pad audience is about to make their pick for the winner of the Golden Hat. What do Sooner fans need to watch out for in the upcoming weeks?
Well, the Red River rivalry showdown right around the corner could not be better timing for Oklahoma. That was a tongue twister. As the series comes off a win against Mississippi State. After softball won, this series means that they could get either team a #1 seed in the SEC tournament. Game faces will need to be on as the Longhorns enter Love Field Friday at 5 p.m.
Well, how about a projected top 10 pick that is committed to the Sooners? Eli Willits, son and brother of OU Baseball's Reggie and Jackson Willits. He's the number 11 prospect according to the MLB prospect rankings, and he reclassified to the 2025 class and is still very highly regarded by baseball scouts, but I think Skip can still get him here on campus.
Okay, well now it's time to choose the winner of the Golden Hat. If you think Brooke is the winner, let me hear it. Okay. If you think Britain is the winner of this week's face-off, the winner of face-off is Britton Ross. For one last time, that's all we have from Sooner Sports Pad. From Brooke Griggs and Britton Ross, good night.